Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Dana Scranton, and welcome to 8 Minute Wisdom. In today's episode, what we're going to cover is the significance of serial needs fulfillment. So let's get right to it. What does that mean? Let's go to the definition of entrepreneurship, which, of course, I probably say more than you want to hear, but here it is again, just in case you're not familiar with it. The definition of an entrepreneur is somebody who identifies and understands the needs of others, and then with courage, conviction, and resourcefulness, connects those people with a means of fulfilling their need or needs. Now, when you do that, here's the beauty of entrepreneurship. And you can see this going back as far as you want into history, okay? Because entrepreneurship is a natural state of humanity. By that definition I just gave you, we as a species have survived because we have observed and understood the needs of others and then fulfilled those needs through some means. It may not have been our process or our product or whatever that fulfilled the need. It may have been somebody else's, but what we did is we connected them with that means, okay? Now, when you fulfill one need, you create another. That's kind of how the world works right now. For example, let's go back and say that the the need that people have is to be able to communicate more information in less time. Now, I know this isn't a foundational need, but I want to use this as a metaphor for the moment. So let's go back to the dark ages of when they had just learned to write on parchment scribe. They scribe on parchment scrolls. So it takes a room full of people to create a few copies of an idea. Now, the pen, the ink pen, the quill that they were using was a means of fulfilling a need to write words so that you could communicate ideas and thoughts. Well, the need fulfilled now created another need, a need for more speed. In other words, to be able to create more copies of this idea because people wanted it. They got a hold of these written ideas, these parchments, and wow, this is really cool. I want more of this. And so it created a need. So then you had the movable print press, or printing press, and then the movable type press, and then it went on and on to the point where we are today, where we live in a digital world able to produce information in quantities that no one can possibly absorb. So you have to be selective about what you create and selective about what you put in your mind, right? So let's take a foundational human need. Let's say that we're looking at the basic human needs, for example, certainty, change, growth, significance, contribution, and so forth. And we have a need to be certain about our health. Okay, health is a big deal. So if you find a way to fulfill someone's need to be healthy, you, in that process now, put them in a state of mind where they now seek to do more because they're healthy, they're energetic. Now they start focusing on other needs within their life. For example, maybe they want to focus on a financial need. Now that they've gotten their health taken care of, because you help to fulfill a need of a health challenge, now they're focused on taking the next step in their life, which may be financial, it may be intellectual, maybe spiritual, relationships, those foundational human needs that make us who we are, and the what I call the 6 elements of human wellness, which is what I've been referring to here. You create another need. Fulfillment of one need creates another, which creates another and creates another. And that's the metaphor that you see in the brick walls showing on the screen here. You are stacking bricks every time you help someone fulfill a need. So as an entrepreneur, when you bring your product to somebody's attention because you observed and understood their need, you are in effect creating a serial needs fulfillment process. Now, you may not have the products to take them to the next level. That's quite normal. But what you did is set that individual up to realize that they now have another need that they want fulfilled. Having fulfilled whatever the need was that was challenging them, now they are able to look beyond that need, that state of being. And that's really important. As entrepreneurs, that's what we do. We fulfill needs. We spot the need, we understand it, and then we help to fill it, fulfill it. So, how do you bring that into your life? Well, here's what I do. I look around at things, even if they aren't in my particular channel of business. I look at things and I ask a question: what does that particular state of existence need to improve it? Now, I'm not always looking at people. For example, if I look at a house and I ask myself, what could be done to improve that house? Or I look at a recipe, what can be done to improve that recipe? And I look at some of my friends and I look at where they're at and I ask myself, what one thing could fulfill the need that they have, and what might that produce in the form of another need? So when you train yourself to look at things like that, look at the current state and ask yourself, if that were improved, what would it mean? So if you see a house and it looks like it needs new windows that are more energy efficient, well, what that will do is create less outgo of money for utilities, heating or cooling, and give that individual the possibility to use that money in other ways that might elevate their life further. You see how that works? You sealed up the heat leaks and you created the opportunity for that individual to grow in another area. Now, that's a different way of thinking, but that's what you do as an entrepreneur. And that should excite you, because whatever channel of business you're in, when you help someone fulfill one need, you set them on a path to the fulfillment of another. Does that make sense? That's not something you usually hear, but that to me, I have found to be one of the most fulfilling elements of entrepreneurship. It's not unimportant that you help people fulfill their needs. It's very important that you do that. And you do it with a purpose and passion, knowing that you are elevating another human in their path to wherever it is they desire to go. Now, part of this serial needs fulfillment is helping people identify a new path. It's maybe not so much the foundational needs that they're fulfilling at some point in their life. It now becomes a spiritual need. For example, a spiritual need might be that they want to elevate other humans. They want to elevate people. They want to give them a path to becoming what they desire to be. The whole personal development industry is full of that kind of idea. For you, it depends on what your product is. But when you look at your product, which can be goods, services, or your leadership, ask that question. When you deliver that product to a person that you identified as having a need and you understood that need, where is it going to take them next? Can you be part of that journey? Or who do you know who could be part of that journey? Who could you connect them with to take them to the next level? Entrepreneurship. That's what it's all about. That's how we as a human species have managed to survive, by helping people create serial needs fulfillment. Well, I hope that made sense. Hope you got some value out of it. And it's an idea that you can put to work right now. So once again, thank you for being here. We'll see you out there on that infinite plane of possibilities and all the opportunities and serial possibilities that it creates. And of course, we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.